Hi, in this video I'm going to work problem E9-20 from page 530. Now this is going to require 3 videos because we're going to do depreciation schedules for straight line, units of production, and double declining balance. So there'll be 3 separate videos to work this one problem. There's just one link at the end to click to get your 2 points. Alright, so in this problem, we've got a company that we are the accountants for named Crispy Fried Chicken. They buy some equipment on January 2, and it cost $33,000. The equipment was expected to remain in service for 4 years. Okay, so there's its useful life in years. To operate for 6,750 hours, there's its useful life in hours. At the end of the equipment's useful life, Crispy's estimates that its residual value will be $6,000. So there's the residual value. If you don't understand these terms, go back and do the reading, go back and look at the lecture videos. This problem just works the problem. This video just works the problem. I'm not really explaining the terms. You should know those at this point. The equipment operated for 675 hours the first year, 2025 the second, 2700 the third, 1350 the fourth. Alright, so prepare depreciation schedules, and we're going to do straight line, units of production, and double declining balance. Alright, so here's the schedule for straight line. Alright, so we're doing that one first. We do need to calculate the depreciable cost because, as you may recall, straight line is where you take the depreciable cost times the depreciation rate. You get the same depreciation expense every single year. So if you just want to calculate it, you just take depreciable cost, divide it by the number of years, and there's your depreciation expense. But let's see, we're going to do the schedule so we can calculate our accumulated and our book value, because that's really the point of a schedule, right? Because on our balance sheet we show the accumulated depreciation, we show the book value, so we don't know what those are. Alright, so depreciable cost is cost minus residual value. So according to the problem, the cost is $33,000, right? Minus the residual value, which they tell us is $6,000. So that means my depreciable cost is $27,000. Alright, so on my table, I'm going to fill it out for each date and each year, just like I would any other schedule. So this first thing is asset cost when we buy it. So $33,000 is the actual asset cost, and on the day we buy it, its book value is $33,000. Alright, so now imagine you're the accountant, you're calculating the depreciation for the end of the year, you're going to schedule it. So the asset cost doesn't really matter anymore, right? Because straight line is based, the depreciation expense is based on the depreciable cost. So the depreciable cost we said was $27,000. The depreciation rate is 1/4, right? 1 divided by the number of years. So if this was a 5-year asset, it would be 1/5. If this was a 3-year asset, 1/3, right? So whatever the depreciation rate is, that's 1 over the number of years. So in this case, 4 years. Depreciation expense, so 27 divided by 4, or 27 times 1/4, however you want to look at that, is 6,750. Right? And now this will be the depreciation expense every year, because that's what straight line means. It goes in a straight line, right? So $6,750 every year. Our accumulated depreciation, well, this is the first year, so it's $6,750. Book value, this book value, the word book value just simply means cost minus accumulated depreciation. So $33,000 minus $6,750 equals $26,250. Alright, now we're going to do the same thing every year, right? So my depreciable cost doesn't change, right? This word depreciable cost means cost minus residual value. So $27,000 times our 1 over the number of years, so in this case 4. Same number, 6750. Accumulated depreciation, though, is now old accumulated depreciation plus my new depreciation expense, so that's 13.5. Book value, the words book value always mean asset cost minus accumulated depreciation. So the book value for this 2019 is 33,000 minus 13.5, or 19,500. Next year we still have the same depreciable cost, not changing our rate, so that means our depreciation expense is the same, so what changes is accumulated depreciation. Old accumulated depreciation plus my depreciation expense for the year equals my new accumulated depreciation of 20,250. Book value is always asset cost minus accumulated depreciation, so that's 12,750. All right, last year, fourth year, 27,000 times a quarter, right, is 6750, as we know. So 20,250 minus 6750 is equal to 27,000. That number should look familiar, right? 33,000 minus 27,000 is that number we're looking for, the residual value. And so we're done. And just a little reminder, if you want to just calculate depreciation expense, oh, there she is. I'm almost done. Depreciation expense for straight line, you just take the depreciable cost divided by number of years. And I guess it's time for me to end this video so I can let that one out.